So for today's video, we are honored
Like an honor student.
to share with you our pilot episode of Beshie Talks.
On the very first and special episode of Beshie Talk, of course, special din dapat ang ating
Siyempre.
guest.
Siyempre, Bes. And I heard that she is a superhero. Tama mga Beshies. She, a woman known to be Captain Marvel of Training and Quality Cluster.
Alright, syempre, para mas makilala natin siya, kasama natin ang Beshie nating ito for today's video.
Without further ado, here she is.
Training and Quality Director, Beshie Rica Villaroman!
Yay!
Hi guys!
Ang
Good morning,
ganda.
good afternoon, good evening, Beshies.
Yes, ang cute
Amazing.
naman!
Ang ganda ng
Oo.
outfit.
Paulit naman po ng hi mga Beshies!
Hi mga Beshies!
There, oh my God!
So, ang ganda ng outfit mo, Beshie Rica. I mean, who are you wearing today?
Today I am wearing Lazada.
Wow!
Napapanahon!
Oo, yung 4-4. Feeling ko 4-4 yan sa Lazada.
For sale.
Ay,
But
correct.
no, I prepared in advance, so this is 3-3.
Wala
Very
pa-
nice.
True. Wala pa Beshie Talk noon. Naka-prepare
Correct.
na. Anyways, say hi and say hello to our Beshie viewers po.
So hi everybody, looking forward to this session, our pilot episode for Beshie Talks. Happy to be here with Lee and Drew.
Yes,
Yes,
talaga
of
naman. Bakit nga ba natin kasama si Beshie Rica for today's video?
Actually, I have the same question, Beshie.
Talaga ba?
Bakit nga ba andito si Beshie Rica?
Ayan, so we wanna get to know Beshie Rica on a personal level. So we
Oh,
have two main
personal.
questions for her. Oh my God, handa ka na ba?
Game na game, handa na handa.
Alright, yan naman ang gusto natin sa kanya. Game na game
Correct.
siya.
So who is Rica 20 years ago? Here are the questions. What were your hobbies?
So 20 years ago, I was 6 years old.
Oh,
Just kidding.
wait,
Same!
pata ako pinapanganak.
Ay, talaga ba? Grabe siya.
20 years ago, I was 23. My hobbies at the time were very limited. So most of the time I was playing golf. So that's my main hobby at the time.
Pang mayaman
20.
yata yung hobby na
Correct,
yun.
golf.
Golf.
Sino kasama niyo most of the time na naglalaro ng golf?
So I do have a group of friends that I play golf with. So most of the time I was with them. So, also golfers.
Oh,
Mm.
amazing. Parang member ba kayo ng parang isang club or something sa parang golf
Yeah, no,
club?
there was this group I joined. They're called Pinoy Golfers. And we would play in each other's home course, I guess. So if we're a member of a course, we take turns in hosting those games. So yeah.
Ang galing, Pinoy.
Pinoy Golfers, yes.
True.
So since you are in a group, I'm sure may tawag sila sa'yo. What is your nickname? What was it?
They just called me Rica J. Rica J because I met them through uso pa yung forums noon, guys. So uso pa yung forums. So I joined a forum called Pinoy Golfer, and the username that I chose for myself was Rica J. So everyone referred to me as Rica J.
Rica J. The male version, female version
version.
for Rico J.
Rico J.
Rico J.
Yes. Napaka-unique din naman pala.
Correct. Thank you for that. And what was the best gift you received?
Oh my. When I was 22, I think the best, so maybe around that time, I think I had just graduated from my second degree, if I'm not mistaken. And the best gift that I received at the time was getting completely cut off.
Wow.
Wow, best na best na best.
True. I'm
So,
sure.
of course, at the time, I was like, oy, wala na akong pera. Guys. But, I think because my parents did that to me, I learned to really put a lot of value on hard work,
Mm,
and, starting from the ground up. Yeah.
okay. Wow.
Wow.
Well, speaking of a gift or things, I'm sure ang mga beshi natin is very curious to know what is that one thing that you could not go a day without.
Galing.
Ooh, that's 20 years ago, no?
Yeah, what was? I'm
20
sorry pala.
That one thing that I can't do without. Oh my gosh. Oh, my backpack.
Oh,
Backpack. Anong
Yeah.
backpack.
laman? Anong
Ano kaya
laman?
naman ng
Because
backpack?
everything was in there. I
Lahat.
remember it was a dark green Jansport. So for those of you
Oh,
part of
oh,
my generation, that was like the in thing. If you have a Jansport, you're
In
cool.
cool, yeah, I
correct.
remember.
I,
Marang mga
I had to
corduroy.
I had to have it all the time.
Mm,
I needed
correct.
it to be all the time.
So tandaan nyo mga beshi, it's dark green.
Dark green.
Dark green ang
green.
kanyang
May pa-
Jansport backpack.
May pa-quiz later.
Yes.
All right, next question. What were your pet peeves?
At the time, one of my pet peeves was when someone would take advantage of my family or the people I love. That has always been such a pain point for me. I tend to do crazy things when I witness my loved ones getting hurt or getting taken for granted. The I'm generally mabait ako, no? Mabait ako. I'm very soft-spoken most of the time, but I do have a maldita side, and that maldita side comes out when people hurt the people I love. So,
Ay, naku po, mukhang ayaw ko makita yung side na yon.
Noted.
I'm sure yung mga beshes nating nanonood ngayon will take note of that.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Also, since 20 years ago, we know you now as our director. 20 years ago, ano kaya yung gustong maging ni Beshie Rica 20 years ago?
20 years ago, so that was 2002, I was being primed to be the first doctor in the family. So, I had since it's April 2022, I'm going to assume this is April 2002. I had just graduated from my first degree, which is pre-med in UP Manila.
Wow.
And I was telling my parents, I don't want to become a doctor.
Bakit?
Doctor, it's not my thing. So I said, I want to take up another degree that's around, business management. And they said, sure, but we're not going to support you. And we're not going to pay for it, right? So I got a scholarship so I can get my second degree. And I knew that I wanted to work in a corporation instead of becoming a doctor.
Oh.
Wow, grabe.
But if we go back 4 years, right? So 1997, 1998, what I wanted to become was an art restorer. So these are people who restore works of art, expensive works of art.
Ayan.
That's what I wanted to become.
Yeah, pero paano mo nagustuhan yung sa art restoration? How did that happen?
I love drawing. I can draw, guys. I love drawing. But I knew that alone wasn't gonna get me anywhere. However, if I take up art restoration, that would allow me to to work on art pieces, to draw myself, and get paid very, very well.
Yes, I think sa France, sa Italy, mga ganyan binabayaran
Correct.
talaga, right? Ng super
Yes.
high. Yun. Amazing.
Yes.
Marunong palang mag-drawing.
Kaya nga.
Si
Naku,
Bon.
hindi natin alam yan. Pero mga beshies, alam nyo na.
Oo, true. Okay, eto naman. So how many pairs of shoes did you own?
Oh, okay. This is a question I get all the time. I'm not a shoe person. When I was in college, I probably had like flats in black and beige, maybe a 2-inch heel in black and beige, slippers in black and beige, and then rubber shoes because that's what I wore with my white uniform in school. And that was it. It's not any different from what's in my closet now. I have like one pumps in beige, one wedge in beige, one strappy in beige, and that's it. And then I have like 2 pairs of rubber shoes, 2 slippers, but I don't collect shoes. Shoes for me is something functional.
Yes, also gusto kong malaman kung ano. Since sinabi niya na black and beige, usually ang colors ng kanyang mga shoes. Ipapasagot natin sa ating mga beshies kung anong size kaya.
Ay, gusto ko yan.
Diba?
Quiz.
Malalaman
size.
kaya nila ang eksaktong size ng kanyang shoes.
Correct.
Alright, so magpapapremyo tayo anytime soon, Beshi, di ba?
For today's video.
Yes, for today's video. Siyempre, sabi niya kanina, gusto ng pera siya mag-doctor siya. Yan, pero na-inlove siya sa art restoration. I'm sure mahilig ka rin magbasa ng libro. Ba?
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite book?
At the time, it was, I was very, very obsessed with the Chronicles of Narnia.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, nostalgia.
So in the US, where I grew up, we have a reading list every year. So I was able to read, I think it was the 4th grade or something, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is the most famous one movie-wise and book-wise.
Yes.
But there are other books as well, similar to Harry Potter. So I would always go back to, when I'm bored, I would always try to read one of the Narnia books.
Yeah.
Narnia.
We learned something new again.
Correct.
Lumaki pala siya sa US, mga beshi.
Yeah. Alright. So, good to know information ulit siya.
Correct. So, speaking of US, I'm sure that you had friends there, right? How would your friends back then, how would they describe you?
Overachiever, I think would be one. Okay, so I was part of the student council. I was the secretary. I was part of the cheerleading team. I was part of the yearbook team, and then I think that's it. I think those are the 3 things I was part of. And then I got very good grades. So, but that's a typical Filipino in the US. I don't think everyone's required to do those things and get good grades. So I wasn't a special Filipino just because I did all of that. All of my Filipino friends in that Catholic school were the same.
So, overachiever pala mga beshi.
Nice.
Yes.
I like it. Gayahin ko nga.
Correct.
Yes, go Lee.
Kasi overachiever din ako nung kinder po ako.
Ako over lang ako. Overachiever. Over lang talaga ako. Maarte siya. Okay, so going back, eto na. Medyo pa final na tayo sa ating
20 years ago. Ang hirap mag-recall, guys. Okay.
Diba? Eto, did you like surprises back then?
I hate surprises.
Oh my God. May prepare pa man tayo.
Oh my God. Pwede.
Okay, so
Hanggang ngayon ba?
yun na yung next question ko. Do you still like surprises now?
No, I hate surprises.
Okay.
Until now.
No? Okay. Let's give her a situation, Beshie.
Game.
Sige.
Okay. For example, someone knocks at your door at this very moment.
Mm.
There. Tapos, it's the person that you've been, for example, it's a celebrity that you would want to meet nang matagal na. When you were, 20 years ago. How would you react? And gusto
I'd probably tell them to wait outside so I can get everything in order inside.
we wanna see how would you react, like
Paano
the
yung
facial
react?
expression.
Paano yung surprise?
Ganon.
A celebrity that I've always wanted to meet. Ooh, Ian Veneracion.
Oh.
Ay, gusto ko din siya.
For example, who can act as ako? Hindi ako pwedeng mag-act na Ian Veneracion.
Sino ba pwede? Sino ba kamukha mong artista?
Liza Soberano.
I'd probably be like, and then,
Like,
yes!
Yeah.
Mga Beshie, palakpakan natin si Beshie Rica. Ang galing.
Alright.
Very nice.
that's probably how I would react.
We're done with the Who is Rica 20 years ago?
Oh, thank God.
Diba? Ito na, mas madali naman na
mas
siguro
madali
to.
naman na. Who is
Okay,
Rica
game.
now? Alright, so who is your hero?
My hero. So when you say hero, this is a person that you want to be, a person that you look up to, a person that you're trying to mimic, right? Person that inspires you and all of that. So my hero, and my team knows this, my hero is me 10 years from now. So the version of me that I want to see 10 years from now. That's my hero.
Wow.
So that's what I'm aspiring to be. That's who I look up to. That's who I look forward to. And that's what I'm working towards.
Ang galing naman ng sagot. Kasi
Very
naririnig,
unusual.
correct, naririnig ko na kasi itong question na to. Somewhere from the vlogs, from other interviews, right? But, oh my gosh, your answer is very unique.
Correct.
I like
Unusual
it.
answer because most of the people who would, na matatanong nun would see a different person.
Correct.
Right? Very nice. Speaking of hero, if you were a superhero, what powers would you like to have? Superpowers. Okay. Nahirapan.
The power to influence, I don't know, but really what I want to do is to influence people more around, making better choices when it comes to things that impact our environment. Like, single-use plastic, and fossil fuels, natural resources consuming so much. So having a louder voice, I guess, when it comes to my advocacy against those things that impact our nature and our environment. It's a weird superpower, but
Actually, maganda siya.
Maganda,
Nature
yeah.
lover kasi to si Beshie Rica.
Yeah, maraming advocacy.
At saka, pag Miss Universe, ma'am.
Miss Earth. Miss Universe.
Miss Earth, correct.
Pang Miss Earth.
Miss
Talaga.
Earth.
Pangarap ko din yun ng bata ko.
Ay.
Mag-Miss
wala akong
Earth.
height, guys. I'm 5 flat, so hindi tayo pwedeng
Tinanggal na yung yung
Height
height
requirement.
requirement sa
Sige, bukas mag-a-apply tayo.
Ayan. Ayan.
Gusto ko yan.
So parang kanina superhero. This question naman, what is your biggest fear?
Ooh, my biggest fear is that I won't live long enough to secure my son's future.
Sweet.
Aww.
That's so sweet.
Right.
That's why we're trying to keep healthy. We're trying to eat healthy, we're exercising and making good choices so I can live long enough to prepare his future.
Wow.
And I had him very late in the game already. I was 35 when I gave birth to Kian. I want to make sure that before I pass, he has a good job. He has he's stable, and
Mm,
my biggest fear is not getting at that point.
Mm-mm.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow. I think pretty much everyone wants to, stay and be with their loved ones
Stay healthy.
for as long as they could,
Correct.
right?
So speaking of future, let's go back to the past.
Past na naman.
Past na
Charot.
naman, yeah. So if you could go back in time, what year would you travel to?
Ooh, I would travel to the year when the person invented plastic.
Oh.
Plastic. Oh,
And I would tell him how his invention is going to impact where our children will live in the future. So that's one. The second is I would go back to when Jose Rizal was still alive,
Mhm.
and will describe to him what has become of the Philippines now and ask him if it was worth dying for.
Wow. My God.
But ano, sabi
Yeah.
di ba, Filipinos are worth dying for, sabi ni Ninoy Aquino ba yun? Siya, no?
Yeah.
Alright. Ang ganda ng mga sagot.
Kaya nga.
Hindi namin to,
Hindi ako prepared, guys.
Hindi kami prepared, pero tumatayo yung balahibo.
I didn't.
Ako din. Ako din, sabi. Next question. If you could live anywhere, where would it be and why? Pwedeng planet. Charot.
Planet. I think, and my family and I have talked about this for some time. We wanted to move to maybe Australia, but the countryside. However, regardless of what's going on in the Philippines and what's working and what's not working, I think if we can stay here, we'd prefer to stay here, but in the countryside as well. So that's where I wanna live. Not necessarily a different country. As long as it's in the country and then it's quiet. I can farm, I can raise, diba? Magsasaka.
Yeah.
I can raise my own produce and fruits and tayo ng manok and some piggies. Yeah.
Saan ba kayo ngayon?
We live in Laguna. Yeah.
Oh, ganda.
Laguna. So speaking of home, wow, and traveling, where is your favorite vacation spot or vacation place with your family?
I think the most, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite. I don't think I have a favorite. As long as it's outdoors, I'm good. But I think my favorite vacation is when we went to our farm in Batangas. We had no electricity. We have no electricity. We still don't have that now. We do have running water, but no bathroom either. And what we would do is we would take a huge tent and we would stay overnight. At night, when it's really dark, we would light a bonfire or set up a bonfire, and we would just sit there. And I like it because you can really you can do so many things that you don't notice that you've been off your phone for so long. And it's really grounding also not to have like electricity and banyo.
Oh my gosh.
That's my favorite thing to do, camping with my boys.
Wow, that's a very unusual favorite of a lady, right? Walang banyo. I mean, di ba?
May gripo, guys.
I can describe it as it's a perfect reality escapade. Parang
Correct.
ganon, di ba?
Pwede kang mag-reflect and all without
Correct.
any distractions for work.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it's
amazing.
nice. We tie a duyan because it's our farm has a lot of trees, so we would tie a duyan, a hammock, and we would just stay there for hours without noticing that we've been there for hours.
I like
Oy,
it. It's so
very
nice.
nice.
Okay, so next question po tayo. What would you change about yourself if you could? And why?
Ooh, interesting question. I think one thing that I would, and I was just talking about this with my husband. I think one thing that I would like to change is how paranoid I am about my son's future. That
Mm.
I tend to be very, very strict with him now.
Mm.
Like at the age of 1, I started teaching him how to be resilient, how to have grit, right? So if a ball, let's say, rolls under the table, and this was like when he was 1, and he
One.
would ask for my help, I'd be like, figure out how you're gonna do it, because mommy's not gonna be here all the time. So, I think I need to kind of loosen up in that sense a little bit. And I have my husband who reminds me, oh, hey, you're telling him again that you're not gonna live forever. So I think that's one thing that I would wanna change. They're giving me, they're looking at me.
We can't blame you kasi she's a mother, di ba?
Yes.
Oh, di ba? I
totoo
think
din.
ganun din yung kasabi ng nanay ko when we were kids.
True.
Yeah.
Ay, grabe.
Ayan, ito na
Ang
pa.
swerte ng
Correct.
ni Kian.
Swerte ni Kian.
And good thing that you have your husband to always, remind you, always behind you, or if not beside you, right? To remind you, hoy, ayan ka na naman.
Correct. And ito na,
Diba?
pa-intense ang ating mga katanungan.
Oh my goodness. Okay, gandahan nyo ah.
Excited
Ito
ako.
na,
Okay.
Diyos ko. This one. What makes you angry?
Mag-take note ka, be.
Correct. Recorded naman.
Ay.
What makes me angry? There's, so many things make me very, very upset. But the one that really hits the mark is when I see people abusing other people. And when I say abusing, it's not like, like when they talk down to our security guards or our servicemen. That's super annoying to me.
Mm-mm.
And I get very, very irritated and very, very angry when that happens. And what I do, again, the maldita side comes out, and I try to,
So feeling ko nangyari na to.
Oo nga. Parang may hugot.
May hugot.
Yes.
Or-
And it really makes me upset when I hear that that's somebody from our team, right? Because it's only happened a couple of times. It doesn't happen often, which I'm very thankful for. But it doesn't matter who you are in the company, you
Correct.
deserve respect. So I tend to speak up when I witness something, not in a nice way.
So you intervene. So for example, it happened in front of you, or let's say
Oh.
in your company, something like that.
I try to say something in a polite manner. I always use my words. But when the maldita side of me comes out, my words,
Walang filter.
yeah.
Hindi edited. Oh my God. Again, we don't want to see that side.
Hindi tayo pinalaking masamang tao, Ben.
Correct.
Yeah. If you guys, and Nash knows this because we've had an opportunity to work together in Baguio. And it comes out naturally. Our security guards, I call them sirs and ma'ams, and same with our service masters. And if there's anything that because typically when I visit Baguio, they're like, oh, do you need something? Do you need something? And I'm like, if there's something I need, I can get it. So there's no need to save a parking spot for me or reserve a room or treat me like I'm the queen of the world.
VIP, something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
Me too.
What made you laugh recently?
My son, of course. I don't remember the joke anymore. But he was saying,
Pwede siyang tawagin.
he was like, oh, but I like your face.
So you laughed.
I don't remember what we were talking about, but my son, my boys, they make me laugh. They make me laugh a lot. Work related was when I went to the site last Thursday. I don't know if you guys have seen my
Yes.
ramp video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's hilarious because everybody thought that I was serious about doing a catwalk, which I never am, by the way. So I started out serious, but then I started doing that, and I on the side
Like this.
I saw Cecile laughing, and then I saw Joy laughing, so I started laughing also. So that was the last time I cracked up at work.
Very nice.
Nakakatawa nga.
Correct. Oo, yung pag ganun siya. Oh.
Oo nga, panoorin ko nga ulit.
Tapos bungis-ngis siya.
Yeah, you
Siguro
can't see my eyes anymore.
Yeah, siguro nung time tawa rin ng tawa yung audience. Yung bakit
Yeah.
mga tao sa paligid niya.
I'm sure.
I'm very sure of that too.
True.
All right. So speaking of career, since
Eto na.
you were at the office last Thursday, wow. What is your favorite thing about your career?
My favorite thing is, and this is my ikigai. I don't know if you're familiar with the term ikigai, but it's like your purpose in life, right? That you get paid for very, very well and you're good at. But the favorite thing about my job, what I do is being able to inspire people to do more, to be more, and to give more. And that's the reason why when I'm, since we moved to the hybrid model, right? That's the reason why when I go to the site, you won't see me on my laptop. I'll be walking around the site saying hello to my teams, asking them how they're doing. So that's my favorite part, getting to know my team, and then inspire them in any way possible. Inspire them in a good way, mga besh.
Yes.
Nice.
Tumatango lang ako kanina pero hindi ko na-gets yung ikigai. Pero buti na lang in-explain ni Beshie.
Parehas tayo.
Diba? So ayan, meron tayong bagong word.
Ikigai.
Ikigai.
Ano spelling po? Search ko na lang.
Search na lang natin,
Search natin. Okay. So speaking of favorite, what is your least favorite thing about your job this time?
Ooh, when I have to let go of people.
Aww.
Fortunately, there hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity, or there hasn't been a whole lot of that in my career. Ooh, I almost fell. But letting go of people is one thing that I don't like about my job. And this is not like, so there are two types, right? One, letting go of people because they're not happy with what they're doing and all of that. The second is letting go of people because they're ready to move up. That's the good kind. So it's the former that I'm referring to, like, oh, I found a better job that pays well, and there's nothing you can do about it anymore. You can counter. So, or I don't like what I'm doing. Yeah.
Ang galing.
I'm clingy. I'm very clingy with my team. So,
halata nga namin, mukhang palagi dyan sa bahay niyo sila, someone not to be named daw po.
Oo.
Baka mapatalsik kami sa posisyon niyo. Charing.
Okay. Yeah. So speaking of, you want to see your team get some accomplishment, mga ganyan, di ba? What is your proudest accomplishment?
Oh, I think, and this is not a one-time thing, right? This is a continuous thing. When I was being interviewed for the trainer position, they asked me why I wanted to become a trainer. And I said, I want to contribute to the growth of the company. Mm-hmm. And I said, as an agent, I can help one person at a time. As a trainer, I can help 20 people at a time through my trainees, right? And then see the company grow. And every single day, especially on days when I have to do sales presentations, and this is, when I present to a potential client that will go to us, I feel that I'm serving my purpose. And that is my greatest achievement. I think, in our, not a lot of people can say I was able, well, one, not a lot of people will know what their purpose in their company is. The second is not a lot of people who do know or have set a purpose for themselves are able to achieve it. Okay, so I think for me that's my greatest achievement, that I always get an opportunity to serve my purpose. And then the second part would be, if we're gonna talk about numbers lang, what's my greatest achievement is being able to generate revenue for the company. Kasi ano tayo cost center, we're expensive.
Yes, exactly.
TQ is expensive, and it's very rare that TQ will generate revenue for the company. But I was able to do that through some projects that I helped my team put together. Yeah, so it wasn't just me; it was an entire team.
Nako, ang galing naman.
I-goal natin yan this
Correct.
year.
I'm sure yung mga beshi nating manonood ngayon will use this on their interviews. Diba? Magagamit to. Ang galing eh.
Sikat natin yun.
Hindi pwedeng interview with me.
Ayun lang. Mahahalata. Okay.
Alam ko na yung sagot.
Galing sa akin yun ah.
No, correct.
Correct.
All right. So next question is, since you have been mentioning about your son earlier, right? Si Kian. Kian ba? Tama?
Yes.
All right. So what is your child's proudest accomplishment?
He's only 7.
Meron yan.
I think it would be that he's very good at gaming. He,
Online?
A 7-year-old.
Online
Yeah.
game. Oh, online.
Yeah.
Oo.
Or that he was able, because he's 7, and he's doing homeschooling, so it's not. He doesn't get to go out a lot. We still try to stay at home as much as possible. So aside from being good at gaming, he's also very good in math. So I think that's something that if I were him, I'd be proud of that, right?
Of course.
And then recently, what's this? Being able to swim to the bottom of the pool, so he can fish those rocks.
Oo. Ang galing.
Ang galing.
Ang galing lumakoy. 7
Something
years old.
he would be proud of.
Amazing.
I agree. Hindi ako marunong lumangoy eh.
Magsisid pa kaya.
Hindi ko kaya sumisid. Diyos ko.
Ako marunong.
Ayan. So speaking of Kian, Beshie, Rica, did he tell you what he wanted to be when he grows up?
Did you guys hear that? So, because they're just right there.
Okay.
Two things: a gamer or a YouTuber.
YouTuber.
Yeah.
Welcome to my vlog.
A gamer and a YouTuber. I told him, I want to tell him na he's not gonna. I have to say it in Tagalog because he doesn't understand Tagalog. Hindi siya kikita doon kasi hindi siya marunong mag-Tagalog. For you to be a successful YouTuber, you have to be relatable. Kung English lang English,
Well,
malay mo,
correct.
in the future, you'll be living in Australia already. So,
malay mo.
maybe. Sige. Kailangan niya ng accent. No?
Australian accent, How are you? Ganun yun eh. Nag-ano ako dati, translator. Wait. Ano mo?
Watch that.
Okay, so next question tayo. What was the last movie you watched and what do you think about it?
Oh my.
Or series perhaps, pag walang movie.
I was watching Bridgerton.
Sure.
Oh yeah, and no, but I haven't finished that yet. Bridgerton is this season 2.
Mm-hmm.
What do I think about it? It's dragging, that's one, compared to the first season. But the first season had the same message na, it's all about love and all of that. And it's okay. It's something that it's interesting. How narrow-minded people were at the time, that women were placed in such a small box. And that was the interesting part to me, right? Because we have come so far when it comes to diversity and inclusion and equality, that those things kind of, when I watch Bridgerton, I'm like, talaga ba? That's it. They don't get to make a choice.
Yeah. Actually, what a coincidence. I just finished the season 2 of Bridgerton. Nakakabitin. So let's
Yes.
let's wait for the third season kung meron pa.
Yes.
Okay.
Diba?
Yes.
Beshie Lee, who's your favorite character?
Oh my gosh, of course si Duchess.
Really?
Si Duchess tsaka si Duke, of course. I don't know,
But they were barely there in the second season.
Yeah, they're not in the second season. Sorry, my favorite character sa first season is si Daphne and Duke. And this is second season. I like Eloise.
Me too!
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Hindi na ako sinama, hindi ako
Diba?
nakaka-relate. Hindi ko alam niya.
Panoorin mo siya. Besh.
Sige, I'll watch. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Beshie Rica. Now, eto na. What is your favorite game or sport to watch and play?
You guys are not on my Facebook, no?
Actually, we are.
Yeah.
Sinusubok ka lang namin.
Correct. Alam mo naman
My
ang aming
my
bugit.
favorite my favorite sport to watch is Formula One. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Formula One. Not because the guys look hot, but because of the sport itself. But the guys do look hot, mga beshies.
Oh my God.
And then, what was the second question? To play.
Yes.
To play, duathlon. I want to say triathlon, but I have yet to do a triathlon. So I do run. Right now, I'm training for a marathon.
Wow.
In November, and I also have the SBR series, which is an aquathlon, a duathlon, and a triathlon. To happen this year. So yeah, I swim, I bike, and I run.
Wow.
Wow, grabe. Napaka, ano yun?
Sporty. Athletic.
Ayun, sporty. Sabihin ko sana sportful.
Athletic. Very athletic si Beshie
Yes,
Rica. So alam nila, parang it's a different side of Rica, no?
True, grabe duathlon. Pag duathlon, Rica, is it running and then cycling or swimming?
So aquathlon is swim and run.
Alright.
Duathlon is run, bike, run. And then
Uh-uh.
triathlon is swim, bike, and run.
Oh, okay pala.
Di rin ako marunong mag-bike.
Ano ba yan? Nagagalit. All right, perfect. Thank you for sharing that. Next question is, ito naman tayo sa mga medyo entertainment. What would you sing at a karaoke night?
Oh, hindi ko kaya mag-sing.
Yan. Hihingi pa naman sana ako ng sample.
Oo din,
Nag-sample na. Proactive. Very good. Okay, palakpakan naman natin si Beshie Rica. My God.
Ano ka ba? Proactive. Alam ko naman, tatanungin nyo rin yun.
Is that your favorite karaoke song or is there something?
No, that's just really the first thing that came out of my
Hindi nagka-karaoke si
Now that you probably don't know this song. Because it's very easy to sing, A Million Miles Away by Joey Albert. Kilala niyo yan?
Joey Albert.
Joey Albert.
Joey Albert.
Hindi ko kilala.
Hindi ko rin kilala.
Albert
Pakigoogle.
Oo.
Albert Martinez ang
sige.
kilala ko, tsaka si Joey De Leon.
Yeah. Okay, eto na mga gusto namin very parang on the next question that I'll be asking, it will be ang mga beshi natin will know you on a personal level.
Hey.
Diba? Ala, ready na ba siya? If you can be outrageous for a day, what will you do?
I do get an opportunity to get outrageous. What would I do if I wanted to be outrageous? I think just go, I be tamad the whole day. And for me, that's outrageous. So be
Outrageous.
tamad, not clean the house. I'm very, very OC when it comes to the house. So not cleaning it up would be, or asking my husband to not clean up would be an outrageous thing for me.
Outrageous ka everyday, Besh.
Very outrageous. Hindi ako nilinis ng bahay. I'm kidding. O nga, halata naman sa background ni Beshie Rica. O, linis.
Pero may basahan dito.
Madumi na yun for her.
Oo nga.
Diba?
Diyos
Nakaka-offend
ko,
yun. I'm kidding.
Alright. Akala ko nga kanina, virtual background? Hindi
Diba?
ba?
Picture niya talaga
Yun.
yan.
Mamaya you'll see sa taas, they always ask me, is that your virtual background? No, this is my background.
Parang, sige nga, charot.
And then later on, we'll have the chance to see the other parts of
Ay,
the other
her house. Yeah, there.
Alright. I think we're down to our last 3 questions.
Tagal. Okay, game.
What's the longest you were gone without sleep? And why?
Ooh, without sleep. Maybe 2 days. I like sleeping. 2 days because, and this was, I was still a senior manager. I was implementing a program on the morning shift and on the night shift. So, we went live, ganyan, no morning, and then we had to take care of the night shift program that we were implementing. So 2 days, I think, is the most.
My gosh, nakakapagod yun, ha?
Yeah.
2 days.
2
Malalasing
days.
ako nun. 2 days.
I remember I ran into somebody in the elevator and this person thought I was half asleep.
Oh my God.
And I was waiting.
Si Beshie Rica, masa din siguro siya.
Masandal tulog.
Masandal tulog.
Ngayon, ganon.
Yun yung talent. Talent too.
Correct.
Nowadays.
Okay. Now, if you could share a meal with any 4 individuals, living or dead, who would they be?
I would, the first one would be my grandma. Because I would ask her how she did all of it, how did you do all of that, right, on your own? The second would be Hugh Hefner, just to ask him what it's like to have a chef available at your disposal 24/7.
Oh
The
my God.
third one would be Chris Caldwell.
Oh.
Ay!
Yeah. Although I met him last week. I presented to him last week. And he said, good job. So, may trabaho pa ako. May trabaho pa ako. And then the fourth one. Ooh, this is interesting. I don't know what the name is, but the person who invented heels. You know why? Heels are very painful. However, we girls spend so much money buying heels. So I want to pick his brain on how he came up with such an idea, that even if you hate it and it's painful, we buy it anyway.
So mga beshies, i-comment nyo na kung sino nga ba ang gumawa or nag-invent ng...
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Ayan. Magpapapremyo tayo for sure.
Ay,
Diba?
May pa-Gcash si Nash.
Correct. The production team will help out.
Last question.
Yeah, before we change location.
True. What is the biggest misconception of people about you?
Oh my gosh, I ran into someone yesterday who made a comment about, because he was like, oh, I didn't invite non-Filipino employees on this call so we can speak in Tagalog. But wait, Rica's here.
Oh my gosh.
I think the biggest misconception, and I have some of my leaders here with me, is that I'm maarte, or is maarte or maselan. I guess for lack of a better term, they assume that
High maintenance.
I'm high maintenance there. High maintenance. That's the biggest misconception. However, I have senior managers who are far nalaglag.
We can name that. Drop the
No.
name, Beshie. Charot. Itago natin sa SOE ID na.
Or so that one. And I'm not maselan. You can't go camping if you're maselan, or
Exactly.
Yes.
hindi rin ako high maintenance. I don't mind eating. I think I've taken my team sa Binondo. And my G5 team knows this. Sa G5, may Outback dyan, right? May Starbucks sa baba. But meron akong sa G5, gustong laging kinakain sa 5th floor. For those of you on the listening in
Finger
G5
food?
sa 5th floor, fishball tsaka turon.
Oh.
Always, kasi turon
favorite.
nila, guys. Yung turon sa G5, may langka, right? Which is, normal na yan. And may ube.
SM. Sa SM
Wow.
meron ganyan.
May ube.
May
Beshie.
ube. May ube pa.
Oh my gosh. Parang nagutom na tuloy ako.
Ako din, di pa ako makahain.
Those are the two. That's a typical misconception.
I have a follow-up question. Well, more like a request, Rica. So you mentioned earlier na ang misconception is you are maarte and all. Tapos nabanggit mo din na parang hindi tayo makakapagsalita ng Tagalog kasi dito si Boss Rica, right? Do you do konyo or can you do konyo? Pasample naman ng konyo.
How
Or
do you do
shallots.
konyo? How do you do konyo? Dude, pare, chong.
Sample.
My definition of konyo would be like, dude, pare, chong.
Yes.
Hindi ko alam.
Yes,
Or
ganun
si-
nga.
Chris Aquino ba like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh. I want to make bate to my daddy and my ate.
I
Ganon.
cannot.
What about shologs?
I don't know any of the
Bakla yun.
Social na jologs.
So hindi ko alam. Alright.
Oh,
so,
hindi ka ano yan. Guys, I don't, like, when we're in a conference room, or let's say in a pod, or wala naman sa office, like kung kunyari, nagpi-fishball kami ni Nash, or nasa 7-Eleven kami ni Nash sa baba, or we're at Volante, since you guys are in Baguio, I'm trying to think of places. I don't speak in English, right? It's only in meetings because it's something that I've gotten so used to, and it is my first language. So I don't think about am I going to speak in English or am I going to speak in Tagalog? It just comes out. So, but lulugaran mo, tama ba? Lalagay mo sa lugar.
Lugaran.
wrong grammar sa taga. English na lang. English na lang tayo.
Lalagay mo sa lugar. Hindi ka nang pwedeng oh my God, habang kumakain ka ng fishball sa kanto, di ba?
Ilulugan.
Ilulugar.
Yes.
Ilalagay mo sa lugar.
Ilalagay mo sa lugar. My gosh.
All right. Welcome back to our part of the episode. We're going to do
A fast
fast
talk.
talk.
Okay.
But before we do that, Beshie, Rica, we would want you to somehow give message to our viewers, to our Beshies out there
Correct.
who actually look up to you. There are a lot of people that look up to you, if you haven't noticed yet, right?
And somehow, I think they got a pinch or a touch of your personal life dahil sa ating Beshie Talk for today's video.
Which is very, very, very good theme. It's our pilot episode. So
Yes.
really, it's the start, right? And the one thing, if there's anything that I can share, that would be you need to, when you're reflecting, you want to make sure that it's very purposeful. Because there's a difference between reminiscing and reflecting. Reflecting is just really processing the things that have happened. Reflecting is all about how you see yourself, where you want to see yourself go and all of that. And I do that every year. In the other segment, we talked about ikigai, which is your purpose in life, ganyan. And that's what I do the beginning of every year. I do my ikigai exercise, and I'm gonna share it with you. I always keep it at my desk. And what I do is I reflect on the things that I love, the things that the world needs, the things that I'm good at, and the things that I get paid for. Yan. And eventually, when you put them all together, you get your ikigai. So when I reflect, I always try to think of my ikigai. Am I headed towards that, my purpose in life, or my reason for being, ganyan. So this is my ikigai, guys. Kailangan bang gumanon?
Wow, ang ganda.
It's my ikigai. Or if that's too complex, and I do this with my team every year as well. When you start something, or when you're starting all over, right? The start of the beginning, I reflect also. One, I make sure when I do that, it's very quiet. So I lock myself in my office. This is my office, and I play some, soothing music, and I light a candle. Usually I do that on New Year's Eve. And I try to think of the things that I'm going to bring with me in 2022, maybe the things that worked out, right, for me in the previous year. And then the things that didn't work out so well in 2021, and how I'm going to learn from it in 2022. And so that's one way that your reflection can be really meaningful and purposeful. So I hope I was able to share some knowledge with you guys around how I reflect, what it means to me, and it's something that happens on a regular basis and not just a one-time thing. That's why I have it here on my desk, and it was easy for me to just grab it.
Wow,
Thank you,
indeed.
Andrew, for giving me an opportunity to say a few words.
Yeah,
Before you
thank you.
go.
Yeah, thank
Well,
you,
thank
Beshie,
you,
Rica,
yes.
for actually, despite your very busy schedule nga naman, di ba? Nabigyan mo kami ng time to, get to know you on a personal level. Hindi lang for us, but for our Beshies out there na nanonood sa atin ngayon.
Right, for today's
Yes,
video.
for today's video.
Never ever too busy for my team, of course.
Oh, very nice.
That's so
Thank
heart,
you.
melting.
All right, eto na. Fast talk.
Yes.
Yes.
Rica, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Liam Nelson, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Long hair, short hair.
Short hair.
TikTok, Facebook.
Facebook.
Beach, mountains.
Beach.
Jeans, leggings.
None of the above. Jeans.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Samsung, Apple.
Apple. But I have a Samsung now. I made a mistake.
Beauty brings.
Brains.
Aso, pusa.
Neither one. Dog. Pusa. Ay, aso.
Books or movies?
Book.
Favorite expression.
Oh, favorite accessory?
My watch. I had to. Somebody gave me a hint. Yes, I never take this off.
Favorite person.
My husband.
Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Sexiest man you know.
Oh, Ian Veneracion.
Iba talaga. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Singing, dancing.
Dancing.
Canvas painting or sketching?
Catching.
Introvert or extrovert. Hey, let's go. Thank you, Beshie, Rica.
Amazing.
Yes.
Good job.
Pinahirapan ako. Okay.